So you're thinking about getting involved in missions. That is great news. Maybe you've been on a short-term mission and you're beginning to unpack all that meant to you. Or perhaps you even have in the back of your mind that the Lord might be calling you to live and serve overseas. All of these are wonderful big ideas to explore prayerfully and carefully, and we hope that this video will be helpful to you. Before we look forward to future opportunities, however, I want to hit the pause button and talk about the present. As you consider serving in missions, it's really important that you pose this critical question. Am I, at present, a growing disciple of Christ? Now, some may wrinkle their brow and say, what kind of a question is that? Of course I'm a Christian. I go to church. I believe the Bible is true. I even put money in the offering plate. But it's possible to do all those things and to call oneself a Christian and not be a disciple of Christ. That's the distinction I'm asking you to think about. So what is a disciple? It's really important that we understand what Jesus meant by that term, because that will inform how we obey His instructions. Of course, it would be a long and worthwhile biblical study to look at all that Jesus said on the topic of discipleship, but let me just summarize by using a couple of statements from the Gospels. The first is this: whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. For whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for me will find it. Jesus clearly teaches that His disciples do not simply adopt or affirm a body of doctrine or belief. They also order their lives, they change in order to be more like Him, all the way to the point of submitting their dreams and their priorities to His direction. There's an unmistakable sense in which we, as Jesus' disciples, die to ourselves in order to live for Him. Jesus, of course, also teaches that being His disciple is not a single event. He urges us to grow in our relationship with Him. In John chapter 15, He said this: "Remain in me, as I also remain in you. No branch can bear fruit by itself. It must remain in the vine. Neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in me." Discipleship, then, is the ongoing relational process of dying to ourselves and becoming more like Jesus in order to bear fruit for the glory of God. Send International is a community of Christ followers committed to this statement: be disciples, make disciples. That means that before any worker departs for any field of ministry, we cooperate with their local church to ensure that they're growing in their relationship with God. That includes spiritual disciplines and ministry experience. We firmly believe that the local church is God's intended and ideal laboratory for growing in self-awareness and ministry skills and character prior to moving into cross-cultural service. That allows us as an agency then to add that special expertise, working in a particular context, working in a cross-cultural situation, those skills that will help a worker be both faithful and fruitful among the unreached. For the next while, we'll be posting some new stories and material on the theme of discipleship, and we're going to feature some opportunities designed especially for young people to grow in their discipleship to Christ. These are located in Asia and in Europe and here in North America among refugees, and range in duration from about 3 months to 1 year. These opportunities are going to give workers a chance to lean into their own growth in Christ in a mentoring environment while getting a real taste of what cross-cultural missions is all about. We'll include some links right after this video. Be disciples, make disciples. Thanks for watching.